Hold up. Haven't seen you up here before. What's your business? Witchman? Bloody Mara. Never thought they would get this close. Okay, you can go through to Merosa. Tell her everything. For the sake of the Reach.
Don't cause any trouble now. See you, scum.
I don't like where this is going.
Rat meat.
Come on, where are you?
I'll cave your skull in.
That was your decision.
I'll cave your skull in. I'll cave your skull in.
Redguard thieves, bloodthirsty orcs, and now even the dead come for us?
Don't worry. We'll find the bastard who did this, and we'll feed him to the dogs. The souls of Sabbath won't be at peace until we do.
This realm just keeps getting bleaker by the day. Why do you think the gods have stopped answering our prayers?
What makes you think they were ever listening?
Is someone there?
Come to talk.
What was that? Only a fool lets himself get surround shots.
Sir, a moment, if you will.
Honest gold for honest work.
Spit
If you're
it
ever
out.
interested.
The taxes, sir, they are too great for what we produce. Could you be so merciful to have the lord of this? We will not slacken if his lordship is generous.
That coin is going to a better cause, for the realm and the god-appointed lord, so that this land doesn't descend into chaos. Are you so selfish to forego our welfare just for another loaf of bread?
Sir, forgive me for what I speak, but the people starve and anger simmers. Whispers of dissent are heard from those most in need. We cannot face more disorder in these trying times.
And if those whispers become loud enough that I happen to overhear them, then we will be seeing more heads adorn the pikes. Only one way to reason with rebellious scum, and it's not with mercy. Now get back to your duty, serf, lest my temper sours fervor.
Make yourself busy.
Spit it out.
You can't keep it all. That's my earnings for the season. Listen, I can treat you lads to a round at the inn if you just let me take back half my stuff. A good compromise, right, boys?
It's always evermore, never us that you care about. Why is that, merchant? Gold more important than blood, huh? And nah, we're keeping the whole lot of it. Besides, the inn stopped selling quality ale a good while ago. Nothing but piss pints now.
Too right. Been ages since we've had a good drink. Could probably buy a whole fortnight's worth of rum on your behalf, merchant. Those ponces at Evermore will have to wait for their next batch of fancy jewelry.
Here, here. Now, we're a generous lot, so your horse and whatever rags you wrapped in are all yours. And this is only temporary, so don't feel too glum.
Yeah, bugger off before we get all Morty involved.
Word spreads, lads. Alright? When aren't we merchants in trouble with this humble lot? They've got this racket going where they take our goods for inspection, but really we know they're just pinching whatever they find that can fetch a good price. I do really need my goods, but I know that they'll give me hell if they find out I'm causing more of a hassle than I've done in the past. Alright, they'll tread with care. Don't tell them it was me who sent you, just say you oversaw the entire thing and decided to be the gentleman when these prats weren't. Cheers, friend. Cheers!
Make yourself busy.
Make yourself busy. What are you, his lover? We're just assessing any item that may be sold as munition for our enemies. The rest of it may be distributed to the people of Arnima to help with their suffering. We're doing a good thing. What succubus did you have to kill for that magic tongue? Alright, tell the merchant to grab his stuff. God knows this town doesn't need any more enemies. Keep safe.
Hello? Till next we meet.
Good day. You really did? Put your neck on the line for me. Twice! The only thing I can offer is a bunch of rusty coins. I feel like I owe you something more. Anything to show my gratitude. Don't keep me waiting too long, though. I'm feeling famished from all the travelling. Cheers!
This show is a warning for those that dare steal from the nobility again. Should have kept your hands to yourself, Arnie.
Something you need?
Got something to say? An eager helper or a plotting saboteur? If the latter, then I must warn you, there's no second chances within this town. First sign of you turning cloak will have you hoisted in the dungeons. What do you suggest? Confront our foes with daisies and smiles? They'll cleave your smug face in too. Yeah, there's some truth to your words, and I'd be remiss to this town's welfare if I stubbornly defend my stance. So if you're sincere and you want to help out, then we have a job at hand. Oh no, friend. Not attempt, but do. This isn't a job that you can just half-arse and make your peace with the land. You'll have to stick it through, else Mara's going to be receiving another soul. If you haven't noticed, we civilised folk in our civilised gatherings are but an enclave to all the scum that lie in wait, just a stone's throw from our gates. Our closest neighbours happen to be those feral folk dejected from the kingdom's settlements, making the wilds their home. Exiles. Same thing, just different legal repercussions if they ever return to where they were booted. The punishment here is death. Mortafane decreed it so, Even the family of exiles can expect the same harsh treatment if they're ever found to be consorting with their criminal kin. Well, we needed a scout to oversee any contraband smuggling or corruption within our ranks, who may be dealing with the delinquents. The exiles don't pose the same threat as all the other villains in the Reach, but they sure break cohesion here in the kingdom. Always had a problem with our guard, doped up and turning a blind eye to their duties. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish between your own and those rats who supply them. Just what I like to hear. Some conviction for your work. Here, give us your map. I'll dot the area that our scouts use as a vantage point. Can gander at the whole camp on this humble knoll. Just make sure you're discreet with this venture. These exiles may be dumb, but they ain't blind. Never seen you before, so I'll hazard a guess that you're new. The sheer state this town must be in for a newcomer to first remark on its poverty. If you're willing to stay a while longer, then you'll come to witness that some of us still retain our civility. Don't judge a book by its cover, they say. Wish that were completely true in our case. Got ourselves a spy. Could find yourself at the end of a rope, if you're lucky. Yeah, I know who you're talking of. Tell her that a helping hand is more than welcome. She'll get the gist. Before I forget myself as someone of meagre authority, take this letter as well. The seal is meant to keep prying fingers out, so she'll know if you start sticking your nose in. What? Want to take me to dinner? Just make sure you get back to her safely. If you ever feel your safety compromised, make sure to leave no trace of that letter. That's all the blood that follows will be on your hands, not mine. Since you're working for us in this brief stint, I just want to brief you on our alarms. If you hear the horns blowing, then turn tail and get back to us in haste. We're on edge for any attacks on our walls, and for good reason. Had a witchman raid not long ago, and I want more bodies at the gate to deal with them. Seems as though every time I ponder about a raid, it happens. Misfortune runs through the land like our water. Got your blinders on? Plans have a tendency for being outed upon leaving your lips here. We've got ears all round town, eager to earn an extra septim for themselves by getting on the Lord's good side. Besides, our hands are ultimately tied through forces beyond Mortifane. There's a larger fear among the royalty in this province for uppity peasants than mad tyrants. We don't want to be setting any precedents with our unruliness now. And so our only ally is time, waiting for the Lord to pass on for a more just ruler to reign. And knowing the Reach is a hope based in fantasy. We shouldn't talk about this further. A man has to be cautious if he wants to keep his head. Isn't that the question on everyone's lips? Abandon any hope of reasoning with these savages. Trying to understand them will earn you a dung-covered arrow in the gut. The dam wiped out nigh 8/10 of the men I've sent up their way. All fell by either maddening sorcery or toxic weaponry. The other 2/10 returned either missing their limbs or part of their sanity. You heard right. Like their brains were not clean out of their skulls, raving mad, regurgitating the same strange words that those fanatics vomit up from their black lungs. Ever wondered how a force this destructive and incoherent can keep their numbers up? It's not because they breed like rabbits, though that's definitely playing a role. It's mainly because our very own defect from all over the kingdom. Ain't that another question on everyone's lips? We'd love to give you a reason, but I've burnt myself out in the past trying to conjure one. Seems this dark prose gets lodged between their ears, messes with their thoughts, makes them violent, bitter and unpredictable. We've made it an unspoken law to exile those affected by this mind poison rather than take them in. Rehabilitation has proven futile, a cold measure, and cold begets cold, with the whole land freezing in its misery. That they're thieves. All right, pardon my temper. I know better from my travels that they aren't all plunderers and pirates. Only because not every red owns a ship, and pardon the jab, can't help it. Sometimes you can only laugh when you're dealing with this much dung being thrown at you from every corner of the land. Let's just call them raiders, huh? Well, these raiders swarmed our southern mines, right in the heart of that storm which brought the rivers crashing to our walls. cannon had levelled the bog and we soon saw the rats feed among the rubble. It's what the Reds use because their impotent minds being incapable of handling magic. A large metal tube propels a metal ball, where if you blink, you'll miss it ripping right through your skull. These Red Guards have a lot of similar contraptions. Fortunately, the most advanced aren't held by their criminals, but by those with a coin to do so. Another precaution against a provincial war, if I may opine. It is better, but extremely taxing, and can have a callous mage in a very dire situation if he casts in disregard. Machine, however, needs no mental operator that must maintain a steady focus. Only thing they need is a cleaning, and someone with spare hands to wield it. Can't say the same for all the mages who've lost their minds from years of gazing into their tomes. So we're being careful when approaching these river rats. We have to gauge what their arsenal is before making our move. But rest assured, we will flush them out, just a matter of time. Keep your wits about you.
The pain. Somebody stop the pain. Somebody stop the pain.
Come on, Harry. Alright. On your merry way.
speak up? He can very well bring our town down with his if he doesn't come to his senses. I'll have to make word with Evermore's council to see what can be done. Your deeds are appreciated. Make yourself feel welcome atop our bridge. The head of the Imperial Embassy, Drugo, needs someone as disciplined as you. Make sure to pay them a visit. Seems they're going to make a push against the Orsimer who raised their outpost. Your help could make the difference. Good to see some enthusiasm. The Reach certainly needs more like you. I'll prefer to keep a head on my shoulders and not become incensed by recalling our past altercations. Even picturing that miserable bit of face casts a spell of anger over me. You needn't be. He, as a topic for conversation, is as pleasant as any other fetid duty we're plagued with, to only be addressed when its removal is an option. Till next we meet.
Are you feeling all right, dear? You look a little ill.
Something you need? As someone who serves in the light of the Nine, it is to be expected. The matter is light for someone that possesses your skills, though. I'm in need of a particular sap belonging to a Spriggan matron, and I think just one belonging to a lesser. I'm in need of this because, with the help of the other priests, we may be able to concoct some immunity for the pox that spills in from the west. The plague that's left the states of the west stricken, mostly just claiming the poor, but has been seeping up into nobility. The pox was sighted among those witchmen, lifeless along the road towards Evermore. We don't know if it's of natural or Daedric origin. It seems to strike hardest with the children and the elderly. A handful of the young died within Arnhem just last month. Fantastic. The matron is being sighted just below the Nord's Inn on the north side of the bridge, with other Spriggans lurking just beyond. You're eager to be my student? Very well. May the Reach show mercy on you.